Hello everyone. I'm Yumu from Susan's family. Today, I will show you how to make tribute to art series, Impressionism bouquet, Van Gogh's Starry Night. For this electronic chart, you can enter en.sussudiy.com to view it. This bouquet is divided into two parts, the flower branches and the packaging. We have a separate video for the packaging part. Here, we will only cover the flower branches. Let's get started. There are mainly 5 types of flower branches: daisies, ferns, calla lilies, roses, and stars. The daisies do not form individual flower branches. When assembling other flower branches, choose which branches to add based on your preference. There are multiple daisies, each divided into flowers, calyx and dot assembly. The flowers are pre-made and do not need to be made. The calyx starts with the magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The stitches used include chains, single crochets, and slip stitches. Let's move forward. Take out the corresponding yarn. Here, you need to use 2 strands held together for crocheting. You can take yarn from both the center and the outer part of the ball simultaneously and use them together as one strand. Please notice, with this type of yarn, when doing the adjustable magic ring, you can cut off the sequins at the cast-on position. This makes it easier to close the ring later. The same yarn used for the bouquet is also crocheted using 2 strands held together. I won't repeat this reminder again. Here, for ease of watching, I'll demonstrate using a single strand of cotton yarn in random colors. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, refer to the website of this product and the printed chart. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Remember to leave a 40 cm yarn tail before casting on. Make the starting ring a bit larger here. Then chain 1 as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This doesn't count as a stitch. Then work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. When complete, close the ring. You can move the crocheted part to the right. Then pull the yarn tail. Tighten the center of the piece. Try to pull it tight. Place the excess yarn tail on the textured right side. Finally, work 1 slip stitch into the first single crochet. If you do not know where the very first stitch is, you can count the stitches from back to front. Gently tighten the joining slip stitch. Cut the yarn. Chain 1 to secure. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut. Pull tight. Weave in the yarn tail along the wrong side's texture. You can work a few more stitches. Trim excess tail. The calyx is now completed. Cut a piece of thin wire about 30 centimeters long. The color of the wire in this tutorial only as example. Follow the actual project in your hands. Insert the wire into the center of the magic ring on the wrong side. And a bit into the edge. Twist and secure. Apply glue on the wrong side of the calyx. Then take out a daisy. Cut one off. Trim it. Glue it to the wrong side of the calyx. Make sure the clear and beautiful texture of the flower faces upward. Press securely. Then wrap the reserved yarn from the calyx around the thin wire. You can apply a little glue at the beginning. Trim excess tail. Apply a little glue at the end. Secure the yarn tail. One daisy is now complete. Make the rest of the daisies using the same method. Next, let's move to the fern. Take a look at the finished product. The fern consists of 3 sizes of leaves: large, medium, and small. First, crochet the leaves. When crocheting, add wire. After completing, assemble them. Finally, add star decorations. Let's get started. Here, I will demonstrate with the medium-sized leaf. Take out the corresponding yarn. For the swatch, continue using one strand of cotton yarn for the demonstration. Start with a foundation chain. Hold the yarn in your left hand and the hook in your right hand. Make a knot. Pull tight. Then chain 7. Next, starting from the second chain from the hook. Insert the hook into the top half loop and work 3 slip stitches. Here, the slip stitches do not need to be pulled tight. Then work 1 more slip stitch in the left chain. Insert. Take out the thin wire. Place it above the hook. Leave about 5 centimeters on the left side. Complete the slip stitch. And wrap the wire. We will consider these 5 chains and 4 slip stitches as a small leaf. Then work a chain as a bridge. Continue with another small leaf, which means chain 5 stitches. Start from the second chain from the hook. Correspondingly make 4 slip stitches and wrap the thin wire in the last stitch. Continue with a chain as a bridge. Then crochet another small leaf. Don't forget to wrap the wire in the last stitch. Complete with a chain as a bridge. Continue crocheting small leaves. Here, the number of chains for the leaf is reduced by 1. The method is similar. Similarly, wrap the wire in the last stitch. Continue crocheting small leaves following the chart. Please notice the stitch count changes for the small leaves. After crocheting the top small leaf following the chart, bend the wire downward. Hold it tight. Find the bridge chain below. Pick up the 2 strands of the chain. And the 2 wires behind. Make 1 single crochet. Continue to crochet 1 small leaf. For the last slip stitch here, don't need to wrap the wire. Crochet normally. Then insert into the entry position of the slip stitch that wraps the wire on the other side. Work 1 single crochet. At the same time, wrap the 2 wires. Below, work single crochet on the bridge chain. And wrap the wire. Continue crocheting small leaves following the chart. Between the small leaves, work 2 single crochets in the corresponding position. Wrap the wire at the same time. Continue crocheting following the chart. Please notice the stitch count changes for the small leaves. Don't make it wrong. After completing the last small leaf, work a single crochet in the slip stitch entry position. Down below, on the starting 2 chains, correspondingly work 2 single crochets. Wrap the wire as well. Finally, leave a 5 cm yarn tail, and fasten off the yarn. Pull tight. Leave about 5 cm of wire and cut it. Twist the wire. This completes one medium leaf. Tidy up the shape. We will consider the side with the clearer texture as the right side. The rest of the leaves are crocheted in a similar way. The stitch count and quantity are different for the smaller leaves. Please follow the chart to complete all the leaves. After completing the leaves, if the piece curls, you can set its shape. If you have foam or cardboard at home, place the piece on top of it, with the wrong side facing up. Secure it with pins. Spread out each small leaf. Spray the shaping liquid on areas without wire. If you have a small brush at home, you can dip it in the shaping liquid to set the shape. Don't apply too much. Once the piece dries, take it off. After completing the leaves, proceed with the assembly. First, take out a large leaf and the flower stem. The stitch count for the leaves in the sample is random. Follow the actual project you have. Place the large leaf with the right side facing up. Position it at the top of the flower stem. Tidy up the yarn tail and the wire. Take the yarn used for crocheting the leaf. Wrap it around the flower stem. You can apply a bit of glue to secure it in place. Make sure the wrapping is tight and smooth for a nice texture. Wrap about 2 centimeters. Add 2 small leaves to the sides of the large leaf's right side. Keep the right sides facing forward. Continue wrapping for another 2 centimeters. Add another pair of small leaves below. Then continue wrapping for another 2 centimeters. No more small leaves are added here. After adding 2 pairs of small leaves, add 2 medium leaves using the same method. Here, we'll demonstrate with 1 pair as an example. After adding 2 pairs of medium leaves, continue by adding 2 pairs of large leaves. There should be a 2 centimeter space between each pair of leaves. Here, we'll continue demonstrating with 1 pair of large leaves as an example. After all the leaves are added, continue wrapping the flower stem. Leave about 10 centimeters unwrapped at the end. The length left can be adjusted based on the actual situation. Use glue to secure the yarn tail. Tidy it up. Finally, on the right side of the leaves, randomly find positions to glue on the stars. Insert the prongs of the stars into the piece. Bend them on the wrong side. Secure the remaining stars using the same method. That completes the demonstration of the fern. Make the rest of the ferns using the same method. Next, let's move to the Calla Lily. Here's the finished product. The Calla Lily consists of petals, pistils, and assembly. Both the petals and pistils use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The new stitch used is DC 2-in-1, SC 2-in-1, half double crochet, HDC 2-in-1 and treble crochet. Let's get started. Start with a magic ring. The magic ring should be slightly larger. Then chain 1 to begin. Work 10 single crochets in the magic ring. Close the ring when done. You can move the crocheted part to the right. It might be a bit difficult to pull here. Be patient. Try to tighten the center. Finish with a slip stitch. The first round is complete. Move on to the second round. Chain 3 as the beginning chain for double crochet. This counts as 1 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet in the slip stitch position below. Weave in the yarn tail. We will treat the already crocheted stitches as one special DC 2-in-1. Work a DC 2-in-1 in the left stitch. This means working 2 double crochets in the same position. The DC 2-in-1 is completed. Continue to work DC 2-in-1 in each corresponding stitch. After completing, pick up those 2 strands of the beginning top chain. Pull tight. The second round is now completed. We will consider the side with clearer texture as the right side. Trim the excess tail. Continue with the third round. Start with a chain. Work 1 single crochet in the bottom beginning chain. Continue to work 2 single crochets in the corresponding stitch. The left stitch may be a bit distorted. Don't miss it. Work at SC 2-in-1. This means working 2 single crochets in the same position. The SC 2-in-1 is completed. Continue crocheting according to the chart. Finish with a slip stitch. The third round is complete. For the following rounds 4 to 6, Continue crocheting in rounds with single crochets. Work SC2 in 1S in the corresponding positions for increasing. Do not adjust the increase points randomly. Please refer to the chart to complete it. When counting rounds, count these raised textures circle by circle. Now I will demonstrate round 7. Chain 2 as the beginning chains for the half double crochet. This counts as 1 half double crochet. Then pick up stitches and work 6 half double crochets evenly. Please notice don't crochet into the corresponding single crochet of the beginning chain. After that, work at HDC 2 in 1. This means working 2 half double crochets into the same position. The HDC 2 in 1 is completed. Continue crocheting according to the chart. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch in the beginning chain. Round 7 is completed. For the following round 8, continue crocheting according to the chart. Please complete it on your own. Finally, crochet round 9. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Then, crochet the corresponding number of double crochets according to the chart. After that, continue with the corresponding number of DC2 in 1S. Complete it by crocheting 1 double crochet in the left stitch. Work 1 treble crochet in the same position. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. 1 treble crochet is now complete. Move on to 5 chains. Start from the second chain from the hook. Pick up half loop and work slip stitch. After completing, continue by making 1 treble crochet in the stitch below on the left. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Make 1 double crochet in the same position. Continue by picking up stitches and crocheting corresponding stitches. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Then leave a 30 cm yarn tail and fasten off the yarn. This completes the petal. Move on to crocheting the pistil. Use the corresponding yarn. The first round is similar to the first round of the petal. It just has a different number of stitches. I have already completed this part in advance. Continue by crocheting the second round. Work single crochets correspondingly. Weave in the tails together. Before the slip stitch, turn the right side out. Then slip stitch. The second round is complete. Trim the excess tail from the cast on. For the remaining rounds, continue working single crochets correspondingly. After completing all rounds, leave a 5 cm yarn tail, and fasten off the yarn. As you can see, this is what the sample pistil looks like when completed. Finally, assemble. Take the flower stem, insert it into the pistil. Then insert the petal tails into the sewing needle. The right side faces out. The cutting position should correspond with the stem. Position it slightly below the pistil. Overlap the bottom petals by about 0.5 cm. Completely wrap the pistil. Form a funnel shape. Sew and secure at the overlapping position. Please try to avoid visible sewing marks. Sew for about 2 cm. Tie a knot with the yarn tail. Thread the tail to the very bottom. Leave a little and cut it. Thread the stem through to the top of the pistil. Adjust the petals. Next, take the yarn used for crocheting the daisy calyx. Wrap it underneath. Start applying glue to secure it in place. The wrapping should be smooth, tight. You can add daisies during the wrapping process. The number of daisies is random. For this demonstration, we'll use just one daisy as an example. Adjust the position. Make sure the daisy can be seen when wrapping. Please notice daisies can be added to any flower branch. The number added each time can be adjusted. Choose according to your preference. We won't demonstrate the assembly of daisies for the subsequent flower branches. Wrap until you reach the bottom of the stem, leaving about 10 cm. The specific length left can be adjusted as needed. Trim off the excess tail. Apply glue to secure it in place. That concludes the assembly of the calla lilies. Next, let's move to roses. Let's look at the finished product. Roses come in various color schemes. They are all divided into petals. The calyx. Leaves and assembly. The petals are divided into 3 sizes, large, medium, and small. All use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Let's get started. The beginning of the petals is similar to that of the calla lily petals. Refer to the chart and crochet the first 9 rounds. For the small petals, leave a 5 cm tail, and fasten off the yarn at this point. Weave in the ends on the wrong side. The medium petals need 1 more round. Refer to the chart. Start with 1 chain. Then crochet the corresponding number of single crochets. After completing, make 1 SC2 in 1. 3 single crochets. Then crochet 1 single crochet in the same stitch on the left side. 1 chain and 1 single crochet. Continue by crocheting 3 single crochets. 1 SC2 in 1. 3 single crochets. Crochet 1 single crochet in the left stitch. 2 chains and 1 single crochet. Continue with 3 single crochets. 1 SC2 in 1. 3 single crochets. Crochet 1 single crochet in the left stitch. 1 chain and 1 single crochet. Continue following the chart to complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Round 10 is completed. The medium petals are done up to this point. Similarly, fasten off the yarn. The large petals require one more round. Refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches. When you reach the position of 1 chain space, in the chain space, make 1 single crochet, 1 chain and 1 single crochet. On the left side, skip 1 stitch. Continue crocheting the corresponding stitches. In the 2 chain space, make 1 single crochet, 2 chains and 1 single crochet. On the left side, skip 1 stitch. Continue crocheting. Later, when you encounter the chain space, after completing the stitches in the chain space, on the left side, skip 1 stitch. Refer to the chart and complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Fasten off the yarn. Weave in all yarn tails on the wrong side. This completes the large petal. The crocheting of the petal is also explained. Refer to the chart and complete the corresponding number of various petals. Next, crochet the calyx. Let's look at the finished product. The calyx uses the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Let's get started. Cast on, and the first round of the calyx is same to the daisy calyx. Please notice the starting yarn tail should be on the right side. Continue crocheting in rounds. Refer to the chart and complete the first 4 rounds. Next, crochet round 5. Refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding number of chains first. Then start from the second chain from the hook. Pick up half loops to crochet the corresponding stitches. After the last treble crochet complete, the slip stitch entry position doesn't count as 1 stitch. Skip 2 stitches and slip stitch. Slightly tighten. We consider the already crocheted stitches as one group. Then repeat crocheting this group. There are 2 stitches be skipped between each group slip stitch. Follow the chart and complete this round. The last slip stitch of the group. Crochet into the slip stitch position from the previous round. After completing, leave a 40 cm tail, and fasten off the yarn. The calyx is now completed. Next, crochet the leaves. A single rose has 2 leaves. Start with a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Add thin wire as you crochet. The new stitches used are TR2 tog and CH1 picket. Let's get started. Start with a foundation chain. Refer to the chart for the number of chains. Complete the first round. Chain 1 to begin. Then start from the second chain from the hook. Insert the hook into the upper loop, and work single crochets correspondingly. At the same time, take out the thin wire. Place it above the hook. Wrap it as you crochet. Continue crocheting until there is 1 chain left. Reach the corresponding position. Work 3 single crochets in the last chain. Then rotate the piece. You can see that there are 2 strands left in the chain on this side. Pick up the 2 strands of the chain and work single crochets correspondingly. This is the entry position for the single crochets on this side. Don't crochet into the same entry position as the top 3 single crochets. Weave in the yarn tails together. Work 2 single crochets in the last chain. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Bring along the wire. This completes the first round. Trim the excess starting yarn tail. Leave about 5 centimeters of the wire and cut it. Twist it slightly. Move on to the second round. Chain 2 first. Then work 1/2 double crochet in the second stitch from the previous round. Next, work 1 CH1 picket. Chain 1 first. Then pick up the strand of the half double crochet closer to you, and the strand underneath. Work 1 slip stitch. Tighten it slightly. This is the CH1 picket. We'll refer to it as the picket from now on. Continue by working 1/2 double crochet on the left side. 1 picket. Chain 1 first. Then pick up the strand closer to you, and the strand below. Make 1 slip stitch. Picket completes. Work 1 double crochet below. 1 picket. 1 treble crochet. And 1 picket. The next is a TR2 tog. Work 2 unclosed treble crochets first. Yarn over twice. Insert into the same stitch below. Yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over again. Draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. This is an unclosed treble crochet. Move on to the second one. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the adjacent stitch. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over again. Draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. This is the second one. Then yarn over. Draw through all the loops on the hook. TR2 tog completed. Then a picket stitch. First, chain 1. Then insert into the strand closest to you and the 2 strands below. Work 1 slip stitch. Then hook another TR2 tog. First, in the same stitch below and the adjacent stitch, hook 1 unclosed treble crochet in each. Then yarn over and draw through. TR2 tog completed. Move on to a picket stitch. Next is a special cluster. First, work 1 unclosed treble crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then, 1 unclosed double crochet in the left stitch. Yarn over. Insert. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. This is an unclosed double crochet. Yarn over. Pull through all the loops on the hook. Complete the special cluster. Then work 1 picket. Next, 1 double crochet in the adjacent stitch. 1 picket. 1 half double crochet. And 1 picket. Repeat twice. After completing, 1 single crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then, in the left stitch, work 1 single crochet. 1 chain. Then hook 1 double crochet in the same stitch. 1 picket. 1 chain. Then 1 single crochet in the same stitch below. Continue all the way down. Please notice this special cluster. It starts with an unclosed double crochet, then an unclosed treble crochet, continue to finish the remaining stitches. In the last stitch of the previous round, work at SC2 in 1. Then in the first stitch of the previous round, join with a slip stitch. You can bring the wire along. Leave a 5 cm tail, and fasten off the yarn. One leaf is now completed. Use this method to complete the remaining leaves. Finally, assemble everything. Take out the rose petals and the stem. Apply glue to the top of the stem. Take a small petal. The right side faces out. The joining position is at the bottom. Wrap it around the top of the stem. Secure the overlapping part as well. The glue needs time to dry here. You can use pins to secure it. Once the petal is securely fixed, remove the pins. Wrap another small petal on the symmetrical side. The seam of slip stitches is at the bottom. The bottom should be close together. Please notice the top part of the petal curls naturally. It should be roughly the same height as the first petal. You can also use pins to secure it while it dries. Continue wrapping small petals on the other side. Don't apply glue to the upper part. The top of the petal should curl naturally. Next, take 2 medium petals. Arrange them in a staggered way with the previous petals. Make sure the tops of the petals are aligned. Finally, take 3 large petals. Arrange them in a staggered way around the outer edge. For the specific number of layers, you can also adjust according to your preference. In this sample, the glue was not fully dry when assembly began. In practice, make sure each layer of petals is securely fixed before assembling. This will make the petals stick more closely together. Adjust the shape accordingly. Once all the petals are securely fixed, take the calyx. Insert the other end of the flower stem into the center of the wrong side of the calyx. You can widen the position first. Thread the yarn tail into the sewing needle. Stick the calyx to the petals. You can also apply some glue to the sticking area for secure. Sew and fix the leaves to the petals. The tip does not need to be sewn. Repeat this process. Secure all the leaves. After sewing everything, tie off and weave in the ends. Finally, take the yarn used for calyx and wrap it underneath. After about 2 to 3 centimeters, add one leaf, with the right side facing up. Wrap a small section, add another leaf on the other side. Continue wrapping. Leave about 10 centimeters unwrapped at the end. Secure the yarn tails. The method is the same as before. Please complete it. That concludes the tutorial for the rose. Next, let's move to the star. Take a look at the finished product. The star branch consists of multiple stars. Individual star motifs have various color schemes. The crochet method is the same. They all use the magic ring method, then crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. Finally, assemble them into 2 branches. Let's get started. First, crochet the star motif. Take the corresponding yarn. For the swatch, I'll continue using 1 cotton yarn. Start with a magic ring. The magic ring here is slightly larger. Then refer to the chart. Crochet the corresponding stitches in the magic ring. Close the ring after completing. There are a lot stitches here. Be patient when closing the ring. It's okay if there's a small hole left. Adjust it. Then join with a slip stitch on the beginning chain. Stretch the loop. Leave a 20 cm yarn tail before cutting the yarn. Weave the yarn tail to the wrong side through the left stitch. We will consider the side with the clearer texture as the right side. Now the star piece is crocheted. For the other stars with different color schemes, crochet them using the same method. Next, we will assemble them. First, cut a 20 cm long thin wire. From the wrong side of the star, pick up a strand from each side. If it's difficult to pick up the wire, you can use a sewing needle for assistance. Pick up a strand from the other side as well. Fold it in half. Pinch the wire tightly. Try not to leave any holes on the surface. Smooth out the piece. Twist the wire. Then tidy up all the yarn tails. Wrap the yarn around the wire. Finally, secure the yarn tails. Now one star is complete. Next, randomly select stars with different color schemes. Tidy them up. Here I will demonstrate with other swatches. For your actual project, refer to the real stars. The flowers on the sample are only as example. The number is random. Wrap them around the flower stems. Leave about 5 cm at the top. Take the yarn used for crocheting the star piece. Choose any color scheme. Start wrapping from the top of the flower stem. Make sure to wrap it tightly. Wrap until there is about 10 cm left. Secure the yarn. Please complete this. This completes the assembly of the stars. Up to this point, the process of making the flower branches is explained. If you have any questions during the process, Don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.